Welcome to the Michiana Business Podcast, where we put local legends and businesses in the spotlight for everyone in our area to see. If you love small businesses and success stories, then you're in the right place. You're listening to the Michiana Business Podcast with your friends, hosts, and owners of industrial office cleaning right here in Michiana, Caitlin and Alonzo Perdomo.
This is, I myself am not originally from this area. Lived here over 25 years, but I've decided to stay here because it's a great community. Cost of living is good. The people are nice. There's things to do. We're close to other cities, and we need students to look at this area and say, settling down here would be pretty good. And that's what those programs in the chamber wants to continue to do. Because if kids grow up, and I have two daughters myself, and they just get educated or get a job and then they move elsewhere, that's not good for St. Joe County. Yeah. So that's one of the things the chamber does, is try to connect with all those businesses and send a message and work together to keep people to live here and get a job here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, if you don't have a strong community here it's always going to be a great opportunity somewhere else, but in this area, I think it's magnificent opportunities too. But I was going back to, you say sometimes kids, they don't good in the grades. And I think I'm one of them. I'm never was good to school. I think I'm good with my hands. So that's really good that you guys do that, because if they're not good in the school and they realize like, oh, I can make great money building things and in the manufacturing or in construction, that's really good. I like that. Yeah. I wish I had that when I was young. Now I'm old.
Yeah, yep, I know. It's really fun to watch it. Manufacturing days, I went to some of the factories and watched the kids. And, some of them are just saying, it's a day out of the classroom. But the other ones were just blown away about what they can do and that it looks interesting.
Yeah, we serve a lot of manufacturing, and you'd be surprised how much technology takes advantage of the control. It's not like it used to, like back in the day when you grab this thing, carry it over there, and you close all the. Some manufacturers, I'm sure, still do the same thing because it's depending what field it is. Well, it's way advanced right now. So yeah. It's pretty impressive. You not only help businesses, but also help people that is going to start working. It's going to start kind of building the future. So that's pretty interesting. I didn't know that. So guys up there, if you guys have any questions, call Rick and ask him how, if you want to stop, don't stop, go to school, because that's one of the first things. But if you want to start learning how to learn something in the manufacturing and construction, contact them. I mean, I think they're wonderful people. One of the things that I like about Rick, I tried to join their team, and he told me, and I love that. It touched my heart when he said, you know what, come and check it out. Try and see if this is for you. I don't want to just take your money. And then if you feel like this is good for you, go ahead and sign in. And that says a lot about him. They don't want to just take your money. They want to help you. If you want the help, and also if you want to put the work behind it. Because what I find, Rick, is like a lot of people like, oh, I'm going to join this team. I'm going to join this coach. I think my business is going to blow. But they don't realize they don't have the magic sauce. You have to have the commitment, dedication, and discipline and repetition. Is that correct, or you think I'm saying something wrong right there?
No, you're absolutely right. You need so much more to make it all work, and that's what we're here together. Because you and I talked, and we have small businesses like yours that are members, and we have the largest businesses. I sit across the street from TCU and from First Source, and Beacon is right up the road. Notre Dame is up the road. The large companies, and they're all members and they're great supporters, but they're only as good as the community around them. And the small businesses like yours and many, many more are the ones that make it go. And it's so important that we all work together on that. And you just have to do your little part, and it makes the whole community better. It really does.
Yeah, for sure. Because everybody has to do a little bit of their part. So It just blows my mind sometimes when I talk to different people. Like, they want to find so desperate something that they just work like magic, and I don't think it's anything up there like that, Rick. I
Yeah.
try to be committed and try to. It's gonna be a sweet moment. It's gonna be like a hard moments, but it's why you come out of that time. Like, if you gonna continue pushing, or you're gonna like, oh, this is not for me. And I think anything is doable if you have the encourage to continue going. I think if you do more mistakes, don't think it's a hard time. I think take it like it's a learn process. Because who doesn't do mistakes? I do. What about you, Rick?
Plenty. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So what else can you tell us about in the side part with the chamber?
Really, just I encourage people to educate themselves about the chamber. Again, go to the website and call me. I mean, I'm always available. I may not be here to answer it, but I will get back to you. 574-400-4044. I'm always happy to answer questions. Now that the world has opened up, you're free to come down here, set up a meeting. I'd be happy to sit down with you. As Alonzo says, I'm not the hard sales guy. I'm not the person that's going to try to get you to sign up before you walk out of the office. It's not me. What I want to do is explain to you what we do and see if that works into your life. And also, I'm happy to answer questions about any of the programs we do, even if you're not a member, but you think that you would like to see what one of the programs is about, learn more about it, tell a friend, get your company involved with it, whatever it may be. It's not all about membership. It's about making the community better. And that's really what we're all about. The more people are happy here, working here, connecting here, it's just better for the chamber. It makes our life better when things are thriving, especially coming off the year and a half that we just experienced.
How did that go with you guys? With the pandemic, is you the members of the chamber? It was frustrated. What was the story behind in that time?
No, they were. I think with some of them, there was a certain amount of panic because you don't know. Nobody's experienced it in our lifetime. And while the office was empty, I was here pretty much all the time. Jeff Ray was here. There were about 3 of the 15 member staff were here pretty much all the time,
Mhm.
including myself, just helping people, connecting people to the resources that they needed, answering questions. We're getting so many more members joining because they realize what we do, because Jeff Ray was part of the whole response to COVID, and they see it's very visible, and they understand more of what we do now.
Yeah, that's what my coach always teach us to think about. Like, you think everything is bad, but even if you go to a hard time, something comes good out of there. So it's always your mindset. I mean, yes, it's going through a hard time, but what can you come out of that hard time? So it's
Yeah,
powerful, like what you say.
I agree. There's so many things. We've said that in many instances that the pandemic was horrible, but we learned things. So we're doing things differently and we'll be more prepared. And a lot of business has had to change how they do their business, that they've done it the same way for a long time. Look at the restaurants now. Um, it certainly is tough because they don't have enough help and all that, but they're having to change to navigate that and figure out what they have to do differently to survive.
This pandemic kind of make some people stronger and develop a totally different level of business, and it will be prepared for the next thing that will come, or maybe not. But we know how to,
Yeah,
I said, come out of this really weird situation to in the top, and I think it's going to be very strong in the long run. So I'm going to ask a couple questions. What do you like to do in your free time? If you have free time, I'm sure you're a busy man.
I took up golf about 10 years ago. Probably not a wise thing to do to um, but because it's a difficult game, so I golf. And my wife and I have one grandson who lives here locally. He's 7 years old. Actually, he was over at our house yesterday, so we goof around. He actually goes golfing with me once in a while, so we do stuff like that. We just like to get out and go to art fairs. I have a convertible that I enjoy driving, and now I have a grandson that thinks that's the greatest thing in the world. So just getting outside and enjoying life. I worked hard for many years, and so I'm taking advantage of it and just getting out there and doing stuff, and looking forward to more travel as I get older and have more time too.
That's for sure. Traveling around and knowing more cities, knowing countries. I don't know,
Oh
whatever.
yeah, definitely.
It's a big plus. So I'm going to kind of put you on the spotlight. And I know you have a lot of restaurants that you like, but can you give us one restaurant you like? Oh, this is the best restaurant I like so much. Just in case if people want to go there and meet you there, they can find you there.
I'll pick the ones that are close to the chamber office here. Um, if you said pick one, I would probably go to Cinco Five. And I'll point out that Cinco Five is not a member. They are not. And that bothers me, but the people are so nice. We got food to go during the pandemic for lunch. We just wander over there. Their enchiladas are lovely as long as the salsa is nice and hot. I like spicy food. I told my wife I had COVID, and I always have eaten spicy foods, but I think COVID desensitized me because I can eat real hot stuff now that I couldn't before. I'd have hot stuff, but not real hot. But Cinco Five is just, they're nice people. Their food is always consistent. Their prices, they're probably too low. They're just great people, and it's right down the sidewalk from me.
There we go. So yeah. I hear about Cinco Five a lot, so I got to try. I've never been there yet, but I'm going to try it. The other question that I want to ask, what book do you recommend to people to read personally, and also to learn more about business or connect with people?
In my career, I read so many business books. I certainly enjoy them, but now I enjoy fiction and actually nonfiction books. I have a book, just ask my wife, a book going all the time, and I've been doing ones that are historical fiction, and I'm trying to think. One of the latest ones, there's The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. I like the ones that take real events in history, especially American history, and then build stories from them. So the people aren't necessarily real, but their stories are real. And talking about the Depression and things like that, and some of the things that happened with Native Americans. And I find that fascinating because, first of all, it makes me realize what an easy life I've lived, that I grew up, I'm the youngest of seven. We certainly were a long way from being rich, but I always had a full stomach and clothes on my back, and people didn't have that. And I have a new appreciation for reading books like that. It just opens my eyes and makes me realize that I'm fortunate to be who I am and have what I have.
Yeah, that's totally true, because I'm going to mention one more time my coach. He say, I can show you all the systems that you need to get done for your business, or really what it starts is with the person that who you are, why you need to grow first yourself, then you can grow your business. Because if we don't grow ourselves and value the things that we have, appreciate the more things and the time that we have with our family, the business doesn't matter, because we need to grow first and then the business.
You're absolutely right. I look back at my decades supervising people. I mean, there were, after I left retail, I was asked, what's the largest number of people you supervise? And it was like 750. And they thought I spoke incorrectly, and I didn't, because I ran super centers. And I look back, and what I try to do is share with my daughters things that I would have done differently, and things that you can reflect on. I don't go back and say and torture myself over mistakes I made. I was never a horrible, demanding supervisor, but I had standards. There's things you can learn, and you can learn from other people. And as I tell them, learn from my mistakes. I'll tell you exactly what I did, what I would have done, things that I did really well. And just learn from that. And there's so many people you can learn from just by having a conversation. And if you get full of yourself and what you need and not look at what the people that work with you need, you're done. You are not going to succeed. You've got to let your ego go. You certainly have to direct people, but listening more is so important. Shut your mouth and just listen to people that are working with you, because they'll tell you if you let them talk. And if you just stomp on them and demand things, you're getting nowhere. That's part of life. Whether it's our personal life or work life, we're going to make those mistakes, and just don't keep making them over and over, and you'll be okay.
Yeah, like as I mentioned earlier, who doesn't do mistakes and learn from that mistake and don't feel like, oh shoot, they don't like me, they don't like my work. No, just don't repeat the same mistake and kind of start growing inside. Like that mistake helped me to get me here. So don't stuck in like mentality that I'm always making a mistake. Who doesn't? If you don't do mistakes, something is wrong with you.
Yeah, definitely. And if you work for someone that you don't care for how they operate, deal with it. But when you go forward and you supervise people, remember that and don't do it. Do it differently. You have to look at that, and because that person, you don't know what's going on in their life, and you just deal with it, move on, and but don't do the same thing, because people are gonna say the same thing about you and say, look at him, what is he thinking?
Exactly. With that, bring me my other three questions that I had to ask. Give us some recommendation to don't do to improve in your life or in your business, or three things that you'll be like, okay, don't do this, guys, because I lived through it and I think it's terrible. So go this direction.
When things are going really bad, don't panic. Find somebody that you trust and you believe in, and talk to them. Talk to them, say, this is my problem, ask for help, and don't think that's a weakness. That is a strength. Ask for help, but ask for help from people who have experience, who will answer the question and lead you possibly down a good path. And it's really important to have people that you can trust around you. I think building relationships for all kinds of purposes is important, but having someone that you can pick up the phone and say, I'm stuck, I'm in trouble, can you help me, is really, really important.
Very well said, because that happens to everybody, and you think like nobody goes through that. Well, everybody has those moments. Everybody get up in the morning and look the books or whatever the project they have to do, and like, I'm stuck, I don't know where else to go. But when you go to the chamber and say, hey, can you guys help me? Rick is there to help you guys. Please play and just pick up the phone. I don't think he will charge you to kind of advise you a little bit. And then if you like to be in the chambers, enjoy it, because I have a coach and a mentor. And trust me, when you up there and you struggle and you like, my numbers doesn't add up, my people doesn't want to work, and you feel all the stress on top of that, and plus the numbers going bad, oh man, you had to enjoy the chamber or have somebody behind you, because there's no way in this world that we can be accomplish things if we don't have somebody in our side or learn from somebody. So, Rick, can you tell us again how we can get a hold of you, the website, phone number, so people up there that are going to listen to this video and contact you and start bothering you all the time about questions they need to ask?
To connect with me and the chamber, my name is Rick Zeeff. Again, I'm Director of Member Relations at South Bend Regional Chamber. Just go to our website, southbendregionalchamber.com. You'll see my name, my email, my phone number, all on there. Don't be afraid to ask a question. If you want information, if you want to sit down, whatever it may be, if you just want to visit downtown South Bend and sit down in the conference room and talk, and see what we're about, I'm happy to do that. And if you are thinking about becoming a member, but you want to get the feel of it, I'd be happy to have you come to an event and check it out and see what we do. I think you'll find a lot of nice people out there, business people that are going through the same things that you are. And some of them might be able to help you, or you might be able to help them. And that's important. But just the easiest way is go to the website. And if you want to give me a call, 574-400-4044, and we can chat.
All right, guys. Well, there you have it, Rick from Chambers. It's very important to have them and your team, so I recommend it. I'm going to join as soon as I think the next meeting I'm going to show up. Rick, you send me the calendar, so I'm going to try to make it there so I can join, because it's very important to belong in a group like you guys. That you guys have a lot of knowledge and help all the business up there. So, guys, if you like this podcast with the Chambers, don't forget to like us on Facebook. Also, don't forget that this is sponsored by Industrial Office Cleaning. If you need any cleaning disinfectant, just give us a call, 574-310-7782, and we would like to help you with all you need cleaning needs. Thank you so much for listening, for watching.
If you're in the Michiana area and would like to have us put your business or story out there for everyone to hear, sign up at MichianaBusinessPodcast.com. Until next time, thanks for listening.